And he really does fizz when he gets going. The French number 4, Kevin White, is the referee, his 18th match in the World 7 Series. So South Africa winning 3 of the last 4 legs of the World Series, Glasgow, Tokyo and Las Vegas, beating New Zealand in all 3 finals. You'd have to say they would be the big favourites in this game. Jean-Baptiste Goblet, who's known as the Lomu of the Basque Country, and whenever you see his physical proportions, you will have an indication why. But it's South Africa who gained the first turnover. Alongside me for this one is Scotty Hastings, who's just taken off, what was it, a rubber giraffe mask you had on there, Scott Hastings?
Well, some of the supporters and fans just getting into the spirit of things here at the Sevens here in Twickenham. Some great fancy dress costumes, but all the focus now is on the main Twickenham pitch. And France, well, they're a handful up front. But this man here, Frankie Horn, playing his 50th consecutive tournament, just going off for running repairs.
For a few seconds I thought I was going to have to commentate with a wild animal, and actually I am. Here's South Africa. We're going to see a bit more of his attacking nous in this game. It was all defensive against Australia. Here's Snyman. Snyman gets the offload away and finds some support as well from Engelbrecht. Here's South Africa going in, and the French have possession now. Denio, the captain, Goblet. Ball fired out by Jonathan Logel. They've got Julien Candelon, who scored 2 tries in the Shield final against Russia in Glasgow. He really did star for the French in that tournament. He's also starred in the past for Perpignan and for Narbonne in the French top 14. Burahua goes to ground. This is Goblet. 6 feet 5 inches is Goblet. And Denio, the captain. Now Cornel Hendricks has got a lot of speed, but Denio gets down on the ball, tried to get the offload away to Stephen Perez, but couldn't quite manage it. Not releasing though, putting the pressure on the breakdown, and they're away. Vincent Inigo gets support from Julien Candelon. As they bear down on the line, off goes Goblet, trying to use that physical force of his. And now Inigo again, and helped by Julien Candelon, a top 14 winner with Perpignan.
Going backwards of what?
Burahua waits, and then he spins away, and South Africa commits himself. Julien Candelon darts through, brilliant by Candelon. He really is a little French magician.
Well, will of a wisp he is, Julien Candelon. Nips in for the try.
Of green.
Just watch the conversion coming up here, Mark, before we see the replay of the try. Terry Baruaha.
So 7 points to 0. Julien Candelon, full French international with 2 caps, and showing his class there.
Yeah, Baruaha just brought the ball onto the other side. He skipped out the attention of Stefan Dippenaar, and Candelon shrugs off the attention of Snyman. Normally Snyman would make a tackle like that, but Candelon, he's clever on his feet.
French coach Frédéric Pomerel just telling the guys to focus, I presume, from that replay. Oh, they're in front of the kicker, so a basic mistake there by the French at the restart.
Well, the athletic ability there of Jean-Baptiste Goblet in full flow, but adjudged by referee Kevin White to be in an offside position from the kickoff, so that just hands possession back to South Africa. And if there's one team that just sets their play, well, South Africa just love these little set pieces.
Here is South Africa, and Frankie Horn, and now Cornel Hendricks. Africa. Chris Dry is on the outside, and Imbovani is on the wing. Here is Dry, and goes Africa, and they fumbled it, and away come the French again. It's Logel. And getting back there for South Africa was Stephen Dippenaar, importantly. Imbovani trying to get his way out of that cul-de-sac there. He was surrounded, wasn't he? Here's Frankie Horn, all that strength, all the experience, and the durability to match. Now, was that a knock forward by Mbavani? Advantage here to the French.
Cross forward.
You know, very interesting, and just a lack of concentration coming in here from South Africa. Unforced errors, not only costing the possession, but also just that last penalty there. That it was just too intricate. Normally you'd get more direction from South Africa. Mbavani though, just dropping the ball under pressure.
Well, the French have pedigree in Port Elizabeth. They lost to New Zealand in the cup final. Burahua, Sabalo, here's Burahua, who just gets away from the tackle from Cornel Hendricks, and Cecil Africa, not for the first time in this tournament, makes an important tackle. And now Stephen Perez, and Perez scores for France. Another try for the French. Are we going to see an upset here in this second pool game for these two sides?
Well, this boy is 18 years of age, and he is showing great experience there, because there was no one at home behind the in-goal area, and Perez had the strength, the speed to dot down. Wonderfully taken try by France.
Well, I remember Perez scoring a wonderful 95-metre try against South Africa, against the same team in Tokyo. So into the final minute of this first half, and an upset potentially is on the cards here. 14 points to 0 to the French.
Well, the French, when you consider the French were edged out to the opening tie by 19 points to 17 for the USA, and of course South Africa having won in Glasgow last week, you'd expect them to be absolutely firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's the Shield winners from last week against the Cup winners. There should be only one winner, really, in this tie between these two. Is Cornel Hendricks. Knock on, another error by South Africa. And remember, this is a French side lacking Paul Albaladejo. And there's your error count, 4 errors already.
Well, that's what we were talking about, Mark. In 7 minutes of rugby, that's a high error count.
Albaladejo, so important, the French all-time top scorer in the Sevens series, not in the side today. So even more emphasis on Burahua, who passed the ball out there to Inigo, and here goes Candelon again. He is proving such a handful, Julien Candelon.
Sealing off.
But sealing off at the breakdown, the French. Chris Dry for South Africa. Final chance in this first half. Frankie Horn thought about the offload. Now Dippenaar and Cecil Africa to Cornel Hendricks. And look at the drive at the breakdown from the French, putting South Africa under a lot of pressure there. Taken on by Jamba Ulengo, who scored the only try against Australia in the opening pool game, that 5-0 win for South Africa. Cecil Africa, Ulengo, long spell of possession this after the hooter for South Africa. Chris Dry, can they make it pay? Philip Schneeman, not the paciest of the South Africans. And was there a knock on? There's a penalty actually to South Africa here, so they're going to get one more go at it here. A very long, tiring first half.
Very much so, and South Africa still got the opportunity to get back in the ties. It's amazing how just going into half-time, if you nick one back, there's a little bit of confidence there to build on.
Cecil Africa, the long pass out to Ulengo, and he's got Cornel Hendricks outside, and Cornel Hendricks is in. Well, they have managed to capitalise on that long period of possession, and that might just be a game turner.
Yeah, this guy's a real Rolls Royce, isn't he? It was always out wide, Stefan Dippenaar to Africa. Africa then through the hands. Well, there was still a bit of work to be done there. And that work was created by Jambo Lingo.
South Africa with the conversion attempt. Cornel Hendricks' 57th try in the World Series. So this to narrow the gap to 7 points. He struck it well. Not quite the accuracy on the half-time score.